What's good? What's good? It's the one, the only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So, bro, we have Claressa Shields going at it with MVP Promotions. All right. Now you guys can see right here. I'm gonna talk and speak my opinion. I'm gonna also read the article, but this is if you look on the screen, these are the tweets that are shared between Claressa Shields and MVP Promotions. All right. Now, first and foremost, I don't even think it's a debate on who, bro. People can hate on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say my opinion for after the article. I'm gonna read my article and I'm gonna drop my opinion. All right. So y'all stay tuned. All right. So let's go ahead and shout out to Shout out to SportsIllustrated.com. It says Claressa Shields and Amanda Serrano engaged in disrespectful war of words. Two female boxing icons are battling it out on social media. There is no love lost between Claressa Shields and Amanda Serrano, who are two of the world's best pound-for-pound female boxers. This is largely owed to past comments that Most Valued Promotions MVP co-founder Nakisa Barter, whatever her last name is, has made about Shields. The most recent in which came on April 13th. Badarian, who promotes Serrano and Alycia Baumgardner, has been trying to secure fights between Baumgardner and Shields. And I want you guys to remember that they're trying to secure fights between Baumgardner and Shields. I'm gonna, let's put a pin on that because I'm gonna double back on that. Said that Shields is walking around at 190 pounds right now, while Baumgardner is at 135. If Claressa Shields wants the biggest payday of her life, she's going to have to get to a weight that makes sense for Baumgardner, which is stupid. I'm gonna speak on it. But I do want people to know that is BS to try to get Claressa to come down. I'm gonna speak on it, bro. Oh man, these people are stupid, bro. Shields didn't appreciate this sentiment, which has been shown in the social media tirade over the past day or so. All right. Serrano has since called Shield out directly on Wednesday by saying, Claressa, you're one of the best and I will always admire what you have accomplished. But over the past 3 years, you have constantly made disrespectful comments about my company, my promoter, my accomplishments, and people I care about who have changed my life and made it a point to support women's boxing in the biggest stage possible. It's time to recognize this and move forward on separate paths. I will always be a big fan of yours in the ring. Accomplishments, stay well. And I have and I will say this video has nothing to do with Amanda Serrano. I love that woman. That woman is cold. She be coming out with the Jordans on, bro. You gotta love Amanda Serrano. That girl, like, shout out to Amanda Serrano. I definitely thought that she beat Katie Taylor twice. She is the second to best of this generation for sure. And it's not debating. And I'll explain why Claressa Shields is the GOAT. Okay, I'll explain that, but I'm just saying Amanda Serrano is definitely one of the GOATs. And she's doing her thing, bro. She's doing her thing, bro. It didn't take long for Claressa Shields to respond. I've took my stand with you. I've never not once disrespected your accomplishments. 7-division world champ. The truth is you like being sneaky and dissing me in a nice way. Now that I'm calling it out, it's a problem. Your promoter company came out the gate disrespecting me. You know it too. I personally inboxed you myself. They continue. Now we are here. I'm not one of the best. I am the best. Focus on your fight. She tagged Serrano sisters and she wrote or whatever. So there's clearly some unresolved issue between these two parties. I'm gonna go ahead and speak on it, okay? Now, as far as the GOAT goes, the term GOAT, greatest woman of all time, goes, that's subjective. Some people like to say Layla Ali, Layla, who was definitely nice, but just as far as competition wise, like, I don't understand how people like to criticize Claressa Shields with her, like talking about who is she fought, what is her accomplishment, but then you go and name and this is no slate to Layla Ali at all, but if I ask you, okay, the biggest name on Layla Ali's resume, it was a welterweight. You know what I'm saying? Who was that? Christian Hammer? She was a welterweight. You know what I'm saying? So how do y'all slight Claressa Shields, but you can't even tell me who Layla Ali beating. And Layla Ali even stated that, you know, that she doesn't have, like, you know, the best resume or whatnot, right? So I don't necessarily understand how you can, like, you know, slight one person but then let things pass for the other person. You know what I'm saying? So, but personally for me, the GOAT is Ann Wolfe. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Ann Wolfe is the GOAT, in my opinion. She's the greatest woman boxer of all time. That's just my opinion. That woman right there is next level. Just like, she's, you know. But Claressa Shields is right after her, you know. But anyways, regardless of y'all want to hate on Claressa Shields all y'all want, but listen, the facts are, this is just a fact, and you can't even argue with this. Claressa Shields is who brought back women's boxing. Nobody was talking about women's boxing before Claressa Shields, and when she stepped into the Olympics and got a gold medal twice, when she became that was the first time people were even talking about women's boxing. Nobody was mentioning women's boxing at that particular time. Nobody, especially at that time, HBO was still around. They were talking about her on HBO. Who else were they talking about before Claressa Shields and after Layla retired and all that? Who else were they talking about? Ain't nobody was even thinking about women's boxing. But Claressa Shields came in, and then when she came pro, that changed the whole game, whether y'all want to admit it or not. And anybody that wants to debate that, I dare you to come online. I dare you to come to come on my page and debate that. Claressa Shields brought back women's boxing. That's a fact, all right? So we can go ahead and clear that out the way. And Amanda Serrano is amazing. That woman is amazing. I love watching her fight. Her shoe game, stupid. Love it. Amazing, bro. But that, she did not bring back women's boxing. She didn't. Now, she's exciting to watch. Love watching her fights. Can fight her ass off. She didn't bring back women's boxing. Claressa did. All right. Secondly, I got to get on this. I did a video about this a while ago, talking about how the beef started with Alycia Baumgardner and Claressa Shields. These people, MVP promotions, all this stupid narrative, like, stop trying to make, talking about Claressa Shields needs to come down and wait to fight. No. This is what irritates me, and I had the same issue with Triple G, what he did with Andre Ward. You don't call me out, and then when I answer your call and tell me I have to come down and wait. No, you said Alycia Baumgardner, and I love Alycia. I'm a big fan. If you guys follow my channel, you know that. But you went on record and said that you can beat Claressa Shields. You went on record and said that Claressa Shields y'all were actually really cool. Claressa Shields was supporting you, and that kind of caught Claressa off guard. But you went on record saying that you can beat Claressa Shields. So if you feel like you can beat her, then why don't you go up there and beat the Claressa Shields that you said you could beat? Because you telling Claressa Shields to come down to 147. How can you sit here and tell me that you do whatever weight, whatever version of Claressa Shields that you saw? I don't know if it was at 154 or if it was at 160, right? But let's just say it was at, like, I think she fought at 154, 154. Yeah, okay. Let's just say it was at 154, right? You said you saw the 154-pound version of Claressa Shields and said you could beat her. Go up there and fight that 154-pound version of Claressa Shields. Then you can't sit here and say that you would beat Claressa Shields and then, oh, all right, well, let's make the fight. Oh, no, you got to come down to 147. What kind of shit is that, bro? Like, no, you can't do me like that, bro. Like, you said you could beat me, to come up here and prove it. If not, if that's the case, then you don't really feel like you can beat that version of her, bro. Like, that's like imagine if let's see here. Imagine if Terrence Crawford, right, said, I can beat Canelo Alvarez, right? Which, you know, I'll beat Canelo Alvarez. And then he says, but Canelo Alvarez has to come down to 147 or 154. That's not the same Canelo that you're going to get that you've been talking about you can beat. So what kind of sense is that? It's like you calling out Canelo, but then telling him to come down to see you. Like, what kind of sense does that make? No, that's why Terrence Crawford is moving up to 168 to fight Canelo Alvarez. I would expect Alycia or anybody in that situation to do the same thing. When Triple G said, I'll knock out anybody at 168 pounds, and Andre Ward says, well, come do it, I would expect Triple G to move up to 168 pounds, especially when he tried to make a fight with Arthur Abraham and Carl Froch, two guys that Andre Ward beaten. I would expect for him to have no problems with moving up to 168 to prove that. Instead, no, he wanted Andre Ward to come down and wait. That to me, that's soft. That's a way of ducking. You just all talk then. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my take, man. God, like this is really, it really needs to stop, because Alycia is not gonna move up to fight Claressa. So keep her name out your mouth. It's as simple as that. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I heard she's down there training with Derek James, so I think that'll be some good work. But what do I know? Oh, snap. Okay, wait a second now. I just got this in, man. It's more. So it's Alycia Baumgardner. This is her verified Twitter account. It says, "You're loud, emotional, and wrong. And a question was asked and a guy answered. Simple. I don't throw rocks and hide my hands. I stand on everything I say. I don't speak on you. I don't move like you. And I don't need your name to shine. Everything I've built came from discipline, favor, and facts, not drama. If the truth feels like a threat, that's something you need to sit with. I'm focused on legacy. You're chasing noise." And that was from Alycia Baumgardner responding to Claressa Shields. All right. Now I don't know if Claressa Shields responded yet, but I will say this. All right, Alycia, I love you. Big fan. You're a great fighter. But however, stop the cap. All right, just got to keep it 100. Stop the cap. I don't like people that do stuff like this. Right? Have you ever seen a person that's like, and I'm not saying Alycia is this type of person, but I'm making a comparison to what I'm gonna speak on with Alycia. But have you ever seen a person that is always in mess, bro? Like always in mess, always in drama, but their favorite go-to line is, "I don't do drama. I don't even like drama. I don't do messy stuff." But they're always in mess. Like, have you ever met a person like that? Like, I can't stand people like that. I absolutely cannot stand people like that. That's like that, right? Well, in this situation right here, Alycia, like, come on, bro. You started all this between Claressa. Like, let's not act like Claressa is going off on you. You started this whole mess when you called her out. Y'all were cool. And then here's the thing. I can see if y'all were in the same weight class, then it'd be like, nah, Claressa, it's just competition, right? But y'all are separated by like 4 weight classes, bro. Well, at the time, y'all were separated by like 4 weight classes, and you still called her out. And you were pressing, talking about how you could beat her and all this type of stuff. And Claressa's more so looking like, well, damn, where did this come from? And then you know what I'm saying, you do the videos. Y'all, you know, that video when they were in the, they were on the plane together, right? And you sitting here recording videos of her talking about some, look at her, y'all, she want to be like me and all this type of stuff. Bro, let's stop the cap. You started all this with Claressa. Claressa, you know, Alycia, you're accomplishing, that's great, but Claressa has accomplished a lot more than you have. So who's really over here looking for clout? I can't, you know, I'm just keeping it 100, man. Like, you stop, don't do that, because that is throwing a rock and hiding your hand, trying to make it seem like you don't know where this came from and, oh, she's loud and obnoxious. No, you know exactly where this came from, man. You started this mess with her. Now you have to live with it. You started this. You should have never opened your mouth and called her out, knowing that y'all are weight classes separated. It's just weight class. She's weight classes above you. Your weight classes below her. And then I would have even respected it more if you would have been like, you know what, shit, I'll fight Claressa, I'll move up to her weight class and fight her. I would have respected that because you called her out. But to me, if all falls on deaf ears, it's not respected when you call somebody out, but then they tell them that they gotta drop weight. But you say you can beat them at the weight that you're watching them fight, and you're seeing them fight at a certain weight, and you're saying you can beat them, but they have to come down to fight you. It makes no sense whatsoever. So that's just my take on it, man. I just had to go ahead and throw that out. I love Alycia, a big fan of hers, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with every fighter, especially a fighter that I really love. All right, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. What do you think about this whole debacle? But what do I know?